Hello friends, today we're going to look at the wow signal a little bit and also a little bit of DNA, a comparison of human chromosome 2 to chimpanzee chromosome 13. So wow signal. So the wow signal was received August 1977. And here I made my own little copy. You can also see this on the internet. And that was an old copy, and today I printed a fresh one. And so in channel number 2, that's where they found the wow signal. That's the 6EQUJ5. Okay. And what I wrote at the top of that page was portion of the wow signal with clues, because I'm seeing more things in the wow signal than other people have seen. And we're going to look at that tomorrow. But with the wow signal, if it came from aliens, then it would have to come from a long distance away, because where their telescope was pointed, there is no nearby stars. So I have an alternative hypothesis that it actually came from within our solar system by, you can still call them aliens, but I'm calling them reptiles. I'll explain that why later. That actually observed the telescope before sending the signal, so they knew what they were doing. Okay, now if you want to test that hypothesis, find out whether that might be true, that they were actually here before they sent the signal, then you got to say, well, is there any good evidence of aliens being here? And so I'm also looking at DNA to see if I can find any evidence there. And we'll get into a lot of that more later. So one of these comparisons I did is called KMZJRJBV114. These, the National Center for Biological Information, Biochemistry Information, assigns numbers to every report you run. So I don't run these reports on my computer. I run it over the internet on their computer. It runs a lot faster that way. And so here's the report name, and it did Homo chromosome 2 versus chimpanzee, which is called pan troglodytes chromosome 13. And so we're going to just scan through this real quick. Okay, there's the report ID, and that was page 1. Page 2. Page 3. Page 4. Page 5. Page 6. Page 7. Page 8. So at the bottom of page 8, that's where we start the second group called range 2. Okay. Page 9. Page 10. 11. Page 12. And at the bottom of page 12, we have what they call range 3. And those extra letters below the DNA letters, that's a protein that's found there. The DNA in this section codes for a protein, and it's called DOX, FOX D4L1, FOX D4L1. And, well, we'll get into more of that later. More pages. So that's more of the coding part. More pages. Okay, so the next we have range 4. Finally, we get range 5, and that's going to have more of the FOX D4L1 protein. You can see all the amino acid letters below the DNA letters. And there's more of them. And then finally range 6, and that's all I printed out. There's also range 7. And then, so finally I wanted to end today with another printout I did on the WOW signal. And this one's a little bit easier to read, and I've also labeled the first 4 columns TAGC, and I've labeled all the rows. And so then next time we'll get into more details about what all this means. Thank you. Goodbye.